Dancing?
What's up, dude?
How the fuck are you?
I am frazzled, rattled.
Yeah, you're vibrating on a different plane.
We went into what we're doing right now. We'll just call it out for what it is. Our first completely unscripted, wayward, aimless episode. Whatever happens, happens. We had a pretty good head start going into it. This microphone decided to just like literally have a mind of its own, try to kill me. In the middle of this happening, me trying to catch it, I had
slammed it.
I had an element drink in my head and that spills all over the floor. But we're back. I tried to salvage it. I tried to rein us back in to like make it a small
of a
recovery, but we just had to start all over again.
I think we would have had to just ignore it.
I couldn't have done it.
Which would have been crazy.
I couldn't have done it. Just don't worry
30
about it.
minutes.
Don't worry about
like,
it. There's a puddle of fucking salt water behind me.
Starts bubbling.
Yeah. So that's how I am. It's because I had a personal physical implosion over here. How the hell are you?
It happens. You got to get them out. Every day you have one.
Yeah. We have now shaken the sillies out. So I'm a sillyless human.
Yeah. I'm re-sillying. I got some fabulous juice. We hit up the good old creme brulee. And I'm
For those who don't know, the inside joke of that is Crema Coffee Roasters here in Nashville.
Yes. Apologies. Emily, if you listen. Random person we met there with Bruno,
the schnauzer, which was very cute. He just wanted to stand up on the side of your leg and perch there.
And look into your soul.
Yeah. Very, very cute little guy. Had a cute little sweater.
True. So it is sweater weather.
Tell me about this hockey man-ass thing that we were...
assaulted with?
Yes.
So...
Shout out, Barrett. What's up?
There's a show called Heated Rivalry.
Okay.
As far as I know. I hope I'm right. My understanding of the premise is there are two teams, at least as the main story goes and gets fleshed out, and there's a specific rivalry between these teams, and within the teams there's two players that are gay that have a particular, I guess, hatred for each other. And then I guess
based on actual rival teams.
True.
Territorially.
Yeah. And like, I guess as people, maybe. And then I suppose the show unfolds and their asses get more and more plump, hence our segue into how to get a hockey player ass. And they come out and it's a big shift in the culture of sports.
So is that what Barrett is ultimately wanting, is us to illustrate how men get bigger glutes and how we would do that in?
I think so.
Okay.
And talk about the, I don't know what she called them, kettlebell ups or something like that. That was just like a different name for whatever swing variation or goblet squat or whatever thing. But you want to get a sick ass. I mean, kettlebell swings, you do it the right way.
Hip hinge, baby. Heavy load.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not squatting, or anyone doing kettlebell swings, look yourself in the mirror. You are not squatting down. Your chest is falling, your butt is going back, and you are snapping that bitch taut back forward, squeezing them glutes, and the momentum will cause the pendulum of the kettlebell to go up, and that's it.
Not your
You're
arms.
not lifting with your shoulders. It's all booty, baby.
You see the video of whatever fucking ice stain guy was like doing his circuit?
No.
Zach did he was like, I don't usually do these. He's like,
oh yes,
but this is fucking bullshit.
Yeah. The kettlebell swings were deplorable.
Is that his name? I don't know. But yeah, they were like atrocious. So whatever that was, do not do that.
Yeah. Shout out Zach Henderson for calling out terrible form, because kettlebell is all things Zach Henderson's wheelhouse. He lives, dies, breathes by the bell. So
they punish you too. If you fuck up with the bell, it lets you know quickly. In like true Russian fashion, it fucking strikes you like a dance teacher will break your toe. Be like, yeah, you're going to stand on that now? I don't think so.
So yeah, we'll have to figure out a way to have a man-ass hockey-based tutorial for you to then potentially woo your across the ice mate.
Right. Yeah. And put my ass tattoos on display. I'll have to wear
sure.
Feel the fabric stretch. And then that'll be fun. We got some fun filming coming up. We're gonna get into some behind the scenes ideas.
Yeah, some BTS stuff, some longer form stuff, not of us talking necessarily. So we're excited about that. But talking about retirement plans.
Bitcoin, now that I'm rehearsed.
Oh.
Pokemon cards, and then a 401 and a Roth are my logical retirement side.
What's your illogical retirement side?
Well, I took this two ways now, on this third iteration of the question. One is like, do you mean what the fuck am I like literally going to do? And I'm just taking it like a dumbass.
No. Like, what are you doing to ensure that you retire?
Oh, okay. That's what I thought
And you can also
meant.
talk about what you're going to do when you retire.
That's then what I thought maybe you meant. Like,
I meant all the things.
yeah. Okay. All the flavors of retirement.
Yes.
What would I like to do once actually retired? Just be able to bop in between Japan and different parts of America, and fucking be a thug.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't have a clearer vision than that. This is the epitome of
We'll find out when we get there.
The problems of manhood. What is your surefire rocket ship to?
Oh, hardly shore nor firing, but
I'm like, fuck. I don't know. I still don't know a dick about shit. I don't know.
100%. So I am dickless and shitless. So we are in Roth IRAs myself, some securities, some Bitcoin. That's the bulk of it.
No Pokemon cards yet.
No Pokemon cards
I'm gonna
yet.
get you in. The bug's gonna bite.
Perhaps. I mean, there was a time where I was collecting cards of various sorts. There was a small stint in my youth of Pokemon. There's also like higher level Magic the Gathering. I had
One
tons
Piece?
of I've never even seen One Piece.
I don't know if you would like it. Do you
Is
like
that
anime?
the one that's like, yeah.
Everyone's like, oh, it's pirates, which like, yes, but it's a lot more than that.
That's the one though that is like 1,100 episodes.
It's still going.
I mean, props to them, but good Lord.
I know. It's crazy. It's been out for like since the dawn of man.
I met someone actually on my flight to Spain. There's a girl who sat next to me named Jasmine she like exemplified anime culture. Like she had like little like trinkets on her bags.
Oh, hell yeah.
You know, had like pajama pants on that were probably something cartoonish, whatever. But she actually brought that up and she is up to date.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I was like, you what?
My buddy Justin is like, his license plate is Gum Gum, which is like the main character, Luffy, eats a devil fruit and it makes him become like stretchy. He's like Mr. Fantastic essentially. And he has like a bunch of moves, right? Like in any anime. And one of them is like this punch and he like fucking slingshots his
Gum Gum.
His Gum Gum and his license plate. So he's a huge fan. It's really amazing, like art wise, the story is really cool. The way that the animation has changed since its inception to now is also pretty like unique. I don't know. There's something so magical about anime because it takes the desire you have to see somebody who's just like undefeatable and very like God-esque, like live and interact with stuff. And you know that whatever person they're going to face, you're like, nah, it's just like it's not even thing. Like there's one called One Punch Man,
I've seen
which
that.
is a very simple, like dumbed down version of like this guy does push-ups and sit-ups and he's like God. And it made him go bald. It's just so like bizarre.
But if he strikes anything, it is completely
it's game over.
annihilated.
And he like can't be beaten essentially. And he fights these people that you're like,
which is a cool premise, right? Like
It is.
if it's done the right way, and this is almost like in live action, I probably like would liken it to like the Jack Reacher trope.
Yeah.
Whereas it's like, oh, nothing really bad ever happens to this person. They're that in command of it. But when it's done with tact, you're like, this is sick. We're rooting for this the whole time.
That's what I like about like John Wick is that he gets his shit rocked.
Oh, yeah.
But he's still like, no, I'm going to still win.
Yeah. So that type of storytelling,
Baba Yaga.
oh, Baba Yaga. Yeah. With that type of storytelling, if it's done incorrectly, it wears thin real fast.
It does. You're like, this is so cheesy and corny. And then that's the beauty of taking something into like sci-fi, like Darth Vader, where you're like, holy shit, this guy is so scary. He's going to fucking choke slam me with his mind versus real life stuff. You're like, oh, what, the boogeyman, like, what is he really going to do? But he's just so crazy skilled and whatever. It doesn't mean he can't be beaten. Have you ever seen The Accountant?
Oh, yeah. Great movie.
So that like gets a little closer to the like, really? Like this is a little bullshit, but then they give him like the autism superpowers and you're like, okay, dad's a fucking cum rag. And
just like brutalize them into killers their whole childhood.
You're like, duh. This makes sense.
Okay. He broke his mind for real. So.
I think there's a second one.
There is. And I heard it was good. I have not watched it.
I haven't seen it either.
don't quote me on this. Is there also a show spinoff, or is it just a second movie?
Maybe. I don't know. What's the last movie you've seen
Well,
in theaters?
oh,
You're like, well, when on my 8th birthday.
sure, shit. It might have been Godzilla -1.
Okay.
So 2 years?
Wait, when we went?
Yes.
Jesus
3 years?
Lord.
2
That's
years,
the last
3
time you
years?
went to the theater? That's
I think so.
2 at least. Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
The last movie, I mean, I don't get to watch a lot of movies with my schedule,
Sure.
but the last movie I watched was Isle of Dogs
Oh,
by
sick.
recommendation of
Yeah.
a friend. So it was cool. I didn't realize that Wes Anderson did that, and also The Fantastic Mr. Fox, which is your Thanksgiving
Yep.
tribute movie
Yep.
every year.
Thank you, Nathaniel, for your wonder. Anything on the radar that you're like have heard about?
I want to
New or old?
So I want to see both Marty Supreme and One Battle After Another. That's
Okay.
like the one I really want to see.
Yeah. Yeah. I used to go to the movies a lot, and now I feel so out of the loop with like I haven't even seen trailers for either of those.
So Marty Supreme is Timothy Chalamet, and it's a gritty, frantic, uncut gems run through of a aspiring like ping pong champion.
Oh, bizarre.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like also it is very like tense and frenetic the whole time.
Ah.
So I've heard, never seen. But
Interesting.
and then I don't even know what the premise of One Battle After Another. I think it's the title, but I've had some friends who are cinephiles and also work in the industry, and they're like, this is one of the most like masterful storytellings.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Apparently it's a wonder piece for Benicio del Toro. So I'm a big Benicio fan.
Yeah, he's legit. I feel like a lot of the structure and production and effort that's put into cinema nowadays is like, and maybe this is just like rose-colored glasses nonsense, but maybe 15 years ago, it felt like there were bigger gaps in between things coming out and there was more effort. And then with the rise of streaming, it was like, okay, we need a new Christmas movie for Netflix. And there's like Bad Guy. And it's like a guy who's like
Just
favorite bad. And he's like, whatever. And it's just like bullshit, right? And nonsense versus like, what's the last like Step Brothers-esque movie or, you know, Talladega Nights, like that era of comedy film. I don't know anything that's come out that is even parallels that. And a lot of it's too,
I feel like anything like that now has been ported over to longer format show type things.
that's true.
Which is not even that. I mean, I've not seen a comedy that really not that I watch TV, but I've never even heard people talk about.
Yeah. Something similar.
Right. So
Yeah.
also to that same point, I saw a commercial, forget what business it was for, but it was Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson like riffing on a couch together, which felt very like Wedding Crashers-esque.
Uh-huh.
So I was wondering if they're kind of ramping something up, maybe like a Super Bowl
Oh,
thing.
it's not like their own podcast or something.
No. It was an ad for a business.
Oh, okay.
Like they were hired to do this,
Oh,
but
gotcha.
just their rapport and their energy felt Wedding Crashers-ish. So I didn't know if like they're doing a sequel or a reboot or something.
You know, he's a skater.
Owen Wilson?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, as far as I know, he's pretty decent. There's a clip of him that's like, it's definitely fake. I forget how they did it, but he's like, oh yeah, I'm just going to like tray flip this like 7 stair casually.
Yeah. I think I saw that, and he's like talking to the photographer. He's like, oh, you get the good footage of that? And like,
yeah. I was like, there's no fucking way this guy rips like that.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Robinson, I Think You Should Leave. Friendship.
Yeah.
He's a skater too.
No shit.
Yeah. There's a couple bad eggs in the mix there.
That's
I haven't
good.
skated in a fucking minute.
Yeah. It's been what, a year?
Dude, it's been a while. I think probably like I think I have a post of when Juan and I went out ripping. Were you ever into that scene?
No. I was not coordinated or balanced enough as a kid, and also like frail and spindly as fuck. So I
You
feel
didn't
like
want to test
Yeah.
the concrete and your bone density.
100%. I would
New DEXA scan every day.
Snap like a fucking shitty wishbone.
Oh man. Yeah. What about Have you gone snowboarding or skiing?
No. So for sure, no. And that's never going to be a thing.
You're like, it's not.
Well, we
talked about it a little bit for Japan.
For Japan.
And you're like,
so
I'll watch
the
and
original
drink.
impetus for Japan for you and Mike was supposed to be a ski trip.
Right.
And I said, hey, I'm down. Like, I will travel. I love Japan. I'll go anywhere around it for whatever reason. I am not skiing because there was a stretch of probably 2 or 3 years where I knew family, friends, clients, acquaintances, like 13 people all went on winter sports trips. And some of them absolute veterans.
Sure.
Every one of them got fucked up.
Yeah.
They came back with like dislocated elbows, snapped ACL, vertebral damage, fucking blown out knees that needed surgery, neck braces. And I'm like, no. I missed the boat. I'm okay with that. I can live with it.
Sure.
So if there was ever a time where we go to a winter sporty thing, I will be at the lodge with a drink and binoculars, maybe in the hot tub, be like, yeah.
You need them on the little stick.
Yeah, like an old theater type of thing. Like,
Yeah.
oh, yes, the Black Diamond. Yes.
And a fucking hat of suds.
Yeah.
And a beard too.
Yeah.
So suds.
I'd totally be down with that.
Sink down into the abyss. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty fucking ruthless. I've had my tailbone crack, chip, and I don't know, 4 or 5 concussions snowboarding.
No. I'm good. I mean, maybe I'm missing out on some memories and some excitement and things like that. But
I mean, you found it somewhere else.
I can get it somewhere else.
Also, you don't really like cold, right?
I can deal with cold.
I know you can deal with it, but you don't like. I enjoy it.
I like it when I look for it. Let's put it that way. If I'm making a winter choice, totally down with that. Like case in point, I was elated when we were in Japan when it was snowing.
Yeah.
And
you're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
It's cold. Like,
walking
it's February.
Walking into like Snow Monkey Valley.
Right.
Like could not be happier.
Oh, God.
Could not be happier. But if we're in our own little backyard and Tennessee is serving up like, oh, here is 70 and clear. Oh, here's 18 and frostbitten. Oh, here's 55 and gray. Here's half a day of 69 and clear. And back to 10.
Yeah.
Like that's where I draw the line.
Yeah.
I think it's fucking distasteful for our part of the world to do that kind of shit.
Yeah.
But again, if I'm looking for winter, I mean, I did winter vacations in Idaho a couple of times, one of which was -11 and I was hiking in it.
Oh, damn.
So
the hell's in Idaho?
There's actually, so for those who don't know, those who know, but it is probably one of the best concentrations of hot springs in the US.
And potatoes, I guess.
Yeah,
right?
there are some potatoes, but there's a lot of really, really dope hot springs.
Interesting.
There was one, the time that it was incredibly frigid. It was a place called Boat Box in Stanley, Idaho. I was actually just told that it may be defunct. They actually got rid of it, which sucks. But it was a cauldron, a metal cauldron suspended over this river that they had like a pipe feed for like geothermal water into it. So you basically were like in this cauldron cooking.
Over freezing ass river water.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So it was definitely one of those things where I had never driven in winter weather like that. And
did you have like a super truck?
No, I mean, I had an SUV I was renting. And, but the ride in, I'm looking at the temperature, and by the time I got within 2 hours of that town, it was 0 degrees. And then I'm watching, I was like, it probably doesn't go below that.
Is that the coldest weather you've ever been in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So like we're driving and it's like -1. -3. I'm like, what the fuck?
Climbing downward.
Yeah. So it was interesting too, because with the way the mist and the interaction of cold and hot came off the water of the cauldron, everything around you is like frozen solid. So like your eyebrows, your eyelashes, your hair, it's all getting frozen, but you're still fine.
Sure.
So it was very interesting. But -11, getting into it sucked. Getting out of it, outright miserable, because you have to get out.
Dangerous, no?
You can't get your clothes on fast enough because you're still wet. You can't really dry off well enough.
Sure.
And then you're
just starting to freeze.
Yeah, trying to get up these rocks back toward the road to get back to the car. And it's like, yeah, you feel like you're like that T1000, like you're just slowing down. Like,
is it like supervised?
No.
It's just like, here you go.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go
it's actually pretty close to the main highway. You see like this giant like thermal vent coming out of it because it's so disparate against the fucking cold weather around it.
And there's no one else there.
Not that day.
Interesting. Wow. I know that there's some hot springs out in Reno, a buddy from there who we were going to go one winter and whatever and didn't work out. And then that trip ended up evolving into going to Patagonia for his 30th, actually. So, yeah. Interesting foreshadowing. But I don't know that
I don't know what you're fucking talking about.
I don't know either. I don't know anything except that I would like to go into a hot spring, and I don't know that
Idaho
I've
is
ever
the
been in
truth
one.
the Idaho is the truth for that, because there are, 8 really like badass ones, maybe now 7 if Boat Box is gone. But even outside of Boise, about an hour, you have Pine Flats, you have Kirkham. If you go up toward Cascade, there's a couple hot springs. The craziest one I ever did is called Gold Bug. From Boise, you can either go from like Missoula, Montana, or from Boise. It's kind of the same distance either way. It's about 4 hours. You're driving into the mountains, and there is a hike. You'll hike up about 2.5 miles into this mountain valley, and at the top, pretty much, are like these hot pools.
Oh,
so you just get like nature's hot tub, and you're just like looking out over
from
this
the
mountain.
roof.
Yeah. This
Damn.
mountain valley. It was very, very sick. But you have to quite literally seek that out only. There's nothing around it.
Sure. That seems dangerous. Like, that's why I'm asking if there's like people around.
It's a very well trafficked thing.
Okay.
So it's one of the more popular hot springs hikes in the area. And who knows now? I don't know if it's like fallen off or if it got even more blown out of proportion because of Instagram stuff. But
yeah. So that's a fun winter thing. What's the summer equivalent?
Ooh,
fucking cold tub in Georgia.
The summer equivalent, I don't really know. I haven't done much travel dead in the middle of the summer, to be honest. So
have you ever done, I don't even know the proper name for it. I just remember that the German translation was summer sliding. And in Austria, we did these fucking treacherous rides down slides in like a converted milk crate with a break in the middle of it. So you sit in this like big ass milk crate.
sorry.
And then there's like a stick that all you're doing is pushing the stick forward, and it's rubbing rubber against the ground, fucking Flintstone style. But you're just going down like an aggressive cliff, and you're in a slide, and you just go and you summer slide. Like I remember doing that in Austria.
Sounds fun.
It was exhilarating, but
in Germanic fashion.
Bitch, if you go out of this slide, like it's not like they like attended to anything outside of where
you just
the slide ran. It was like thorns and fucking
just bramble.
Yeah,
just
boulders and it was like what nasty thing.
Yeah.
Probably
everything's
landmines.
a Mortal Kombat fatality around every corner.
Pretty
like you
much.
better fucking stay on this track, bitch.
I'm surprised there wasn't cast iron fencing. Just like don't tilt too much.
Yeah. No, the only thing I've ever done like that, we went to on tour. It's a ski park in Waco, Texas. And they have a slide there called the Royal Flush. And it's like a big ass, like fair size slide that shoots you out into a lake.
Oh shit.
And it's dope. We had the time of our lives.
How high were some of the jumps you did from the spots in Spain? Are they higher than I remember? I feel like you did some like jumps into like cliff jumps into water.
It was idle. I mean, they're like probably 10, 15 feet.
What's the biggest that you've ever done?
Like probably 50 or so, or 60 in Hawaii.
That's it. It lets you know.
Oh yeah. Well, what's worse is this. Maybe 40, but I think it was probably 50. So it's Monowilly Falls in Oahu, and you walk through this really lush, verdant rainforest, which apparently was a filming location of one of the Jurassic Parks.
Oh.
You hike in for like 40 minutes, and you come into like this bowl of water, and it's like this chasm, and the bowl of water is probably less than this little area that we're in. And it's about 5-6 feet deep.
What?
Yeah.
So you're jumping into?
Yeah. Maybe a little bit more at the very, very middle, probably 7 feet. But the problem is to do the small jumps, probably like 12 feet, and that's easy to kind of repeat.
Yeah.
The big jump or bigger jump is you have to like climb up these like muddy root things, and like you're scrambling to get up there.
Sure.
And you're just left with like a single brick of a perch.
And then it's like, go off of this.
Yeah. And there's no going back down.
Sure.
So I was watching people do it, and I'm like, I don't know. And I was like, I don't maybe need to do that. And then one of the people I was with, he's like, do you really want to be on the plane back to America thinking that what if you could have done that? I'm like, fuck. So I scramble up and I stand my little gargoyle toes on the edge of that brick. And I'm like, oh, what have we done?
Yeah, your
and he's
gooch just like evaporates.
Yeah, just shoots in the back of my skull pretty much.
The clench. Your fucking skin is wrinkling.
Yeah,
like
for sure. So turning myself inside out, and I'm just looking down, and then the gentleman who was with Brian is just like, you count to 3, and on 3 you have to go.
Yeah.
It's like, I did it on 2. I was like, 1, 2. I was like, fuck it. And what was crazy is like, you have a good amount of time. You're like, oh, we're going.
Air,
and then you hit. And what was really alarming is the way you slow down when you hit, you still touch the bottom.
I'm sure you like squat, right?
Yeah. You go, boom. And like your feet probably go, boink.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, oh my God.
That's
Happy
fucked.
to have done that. But what about you? Any
Cliff
death-defying, crazy daredevil behavior?
Yeah, I mean, we did quite a few in New York, like in the 46 Peaks. There's quite a few little like swimming hole spots, and my buddy Eli is like a fucking wild maniac psychopath. He's the person who would jump off like a 90 and just be like, okay, watch. And like, I don't operate that way, at least anymore. Maybe when I was like 15, 16, I was just like, fuck everything. But now my risk aversion for things like that, I'm like, you see videos of people do things that go just a little sour. And then you think back to like, man, what happened? Well, I jumped off of a cliff. Yeah. Oh, dude, yeah, you broke your back. How? I jumped 80 feet and I missed a little bit. Like,
yeah.
Was it worth it? Like, just gamble. Like, do something else that's exhilarating.
I would say that probably the other one that was close, this is probably like 30 or 40 feet, was in a festival in Switzerland where the whole thing was very, very lavish. And it was sponsored by a watch company that threw more money than God at it, but had no business running a music festival. So to make that long story medium, they pretty much had like a 12 or 14 band bill.
Fuck.
And only promoted the headlining 2 bands and their time slot. So
that's interesting.
Yeah. So most of the bands played to nobody. And this is like a 5,000 cap amphitheater.
Because people just didn't know?
Correct.
Wow.
But they threw so much money, like in terms of ambiance and amenities and like our green area as artists. We had anything at our disposal. We had private chefs, private masseuses, the whole thing. They were treating us like gold.
Damn.
To play to nobody, to have the gnarliest band practice of all time. But so
that's sort of sick.
Adjoined to this amphitheater was like this big ass water park in the Swiss Alps. And talking about high jumps and things like that. They're at only one point, like around lunchtime, they opened up like the high dive to the public. So everyone starts going up there. I think I'm third in line.
And this is like summer-esque time?
Summer, yeah. So this would be July, August time.
Okay.
And very, very pleasant weather, even being in the mountains. And so I'm just doing the stairs up this fucking thing and just looking down at the water. I'm like, this fucking sucks. What am I doing? This is so stupid. But there's also a line of like 50 people behind me. So like once you're in line, like there was a couple people that were like, excuse me, and like they scramble fucking down. The thing that made the hardest part to stomach of this whole thing was the first person in line was like a 9-year-old boy.
Oh boy.
And he's like raging to go. And the guy's like, pulls like the rope, and the kid just runs and gainers off like a 40-foot high dive. And I was like, you little fuck. Like,
that's crazy.
Yeah. Just fearless and just, I was like, oh my God. So the next gentleman and myself definitely threw out like the dirty Luigi of just like,
dirty Luigi.
All the way down, just smacking the concrete floor.
With your asshole first. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was fun. It's cool to say that we did it, but
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, that was my only other high jump type story.
It's funny the fearlessness of like the youth.
Oh, the mortality fear hasn't set in yet.
Man, but what do you make of the people that are just like crazy snowboarders, motocross people like that are jumping off of just the most like,
well, because I think they still started so young with that instinct and that conditioning,
sure,
and quelling those fears and constantly just pushing past those boundaries. So they might not know anything else. They might not know not to do that.
Sure.
Whereas for someone like me that does something silly maybe once a year,
yeah,
it feels fresh and very deathly every single time.
Yeah. I mean, I did all that shit when I was younger. I think the difference for me is that like I've broken both wrists, fingers, like lots of shit. And I was never like coached through it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember going down a 7 stair and I kick flipped it. And in one of the attempts of the many and leading up to it, I took a nasty ass spill and cracked my wrist, but I still finished and like, the high of doing that. After the fact, God damn, I was fucked. But yeah, my dad gave me a wooden spoon and an ace bandage.
Here, split that shit.
And
bitch.
that was my cast. Like legitimately, we did not go to the hospital. It was pretty sick. I remember wearing that to school, and I went to the gym class.
You be doing some bacon there too?
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, we're out of spatulas. Grant, go mix the fucking batter. My gym teacher was like, what the fuck is that? Like we have to like work out today or whatever thing we were doing. And I was like, I am not doing that. She was like, you are. Like, what is that? I was like, I broke my wrist. She was like, oh yeah. Like you just, attach this thing to make it look like you're hurt. And she took off the fucking bandage and this shit was fat and purple and nasty. And she was like, rocked. I was like, no, this is my cast.
Yeah.
Like, do not remove this.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was the last time she doubted me, but
it's like, lady, I'm dying. You're lucky I'm even here at all.
That's right. Mrs. Cooper, funny story. She kicked me off the track team. I remember coming late, whatever. I'm long, right? So decent at running, pretty quick. I would say pretty like athletic, fortunately for my gangly ass. And I remember she wanted me to do all these things like high jump and whatever other things that, fit my build. I was like, I don't really like any of this. She's like, what the fuck are you doing here then? I was like, I don't know. I guess I'm supposed to be here, like extracurriculars, whatever. It's just the thing you do. She's like, well, what do you like? Like what? And I was like, oh, I like, mind you, this is in front of everybody is like watching our interaction. I was like, I like chocolate. And watching her eye, like I thought she was going to start levitating and throw a harpoon through my head. She just was like,
chocolate,
fucking boiling. And she was like, get the fuck out of here. You're off the team. Don't come back. I was like, okay, sick. Thank you. See ya.
This has been fun.
Yeah. We always had a fun relationship, but wild times back in the old high school.
Yeah, I did not have the wildest times in high school.
No,
it was a lull in my life.
Were you quiet, Daniel?
I was very much quiet, Daniel. So worse, will just incriminate myself to true nerddom now. But so I had a ton of health issues growing up. So through elementary school, I had some sort of respiratory infection like bi-weekly.
Oh, damn.
Turns out that there was a black mold problem at that. I was like, oh, maybe that was it. So, but because I was just constantly home, my parents elected. So for 6th grade, I tried a new school. And then for 7th and 8th, I homeschooled. Mm-hmm. And then like a fucking idiot out of touch with reality, I was like, maybe freshman year's like the one I should go. And reintroduce myself.
How sweet and innocent.
Right.
My new
moron.
destiny awaits.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
sure does.
Pivoted a little too late. Didn't really get to pick the classes that I want. I had just dog shit electives. And it was tough because one, didn't have the social skill set to really do anything. Didn't realize that like as a freshman, you're just getting your teeth kicked in anyway.
Right.
And then what's made it triply worse is that I was starting to learn stuff that I learned like 2 years prior.
Oh,
homeschooling.
yeah, that's right. It's always fucking miles ahead.
Yeah. So that was the tough point. So I basically like full off the gas pedal. I'm like, I'm not doing anything. I don't know how to communicate. I'm just not engaging for me.
Yeah.
I was having more issues arguing with my teachers because like some of the stuff they were saying was actually wrong.
Sure.
It's like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm just
never
going to
mind.
shut up and
Right.
do my own thing. So I was anti-social for a while. And then I just went back to homeschooling and went to college at that point, just tested out and was like, I'm just going to go to college instead.
Yeah.
It was nice, but even then I didn't do myself any favors at any point because then
I mean, how are you supposed to though?
we
How are you
up
supposed
for
to
it.
know?
Yeah. So, but I was just making a lot of strange decisions, but it allowed me to locomote my academic career quickly, which I did nothing with because someone put a guitar in my hand. Like, you want to do this instead? I'm like, that's tight.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So that'll get me out. And that ultimately music is what got me out of my shell through a lot of error and trial. But yeah, I mean, it went from having a limited amount of friends, trying this freshman year thing. I'm like, oh, it's fucking terrible. Going back to out of that, then going to college, like being 16 years old on a college campus, like you're like, well,
Oh, because you were already like accredited prior, right? Yeah.
yeah. So I just, the relatability was just never there. So I had to make up for that. I had to
Interesting.
backfill and try to like lift all of these deficiencies
Mm.
in my
at
20s.
different,
Yeah.
tent pole ages.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah.
What a wild ride. You finished school though, yeah?
I mean, I didn't do anything with it. I just got like an associate's in a computer science thing.
Uh-huh.
But again, to music, which is like, oh, here you go.
Yeah.
You're going to be able to travel the world and play music and do these high chemical, enticing experiential
Warfare,
things,
yeah.
which clearly not a mode to retire on, going back to the retirement thing, but it was good for the memories.
You know, though, I think there's something to be said about like the lived experience compared to the quintessential like setup plan. And I'm much happier where I am. And I would imagine you feel the same now. Obviously,
I go back and forth if we're being honest, but continue. We'll get to that.
say that again.
I said, I go back and forth if we're being honest, but I'll.
Fair. I think, you know, that the grass is always going to seem greener. The person that did all the textbook shit, like equally missed out on these experiences that you ended up backfilling, as you say. But it also just, you know, questions all of the social norms that we experienced growing up and the high school TV drama series of like, your first love happens between this time and this time. And then this thing happens at this, like, sure, maybe if you zoom out at the population, those are sort of when those things tend to happen. But a lot of that is just because of the way things have been structured. It's not like a problem or issue with you personally or, you know, whatever. So I don't know. I am happier now. And maybe it's just a choice of making peace. I for sure wish I had more in retirement and have fucked off with more money than I wish I have. But like, I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, we're still good. We still ended up in a very good place. The real thing for me, and you may not be able to relate, but spending as much time, I was talking to a neighbor at length, and there's a couple avenues of life that when you really commit to it, it is so one-dimensional and it does not translate to anything else in the world.
Like music.
Right. So the closest one with the biggest pivotal potential would be like the military.
Oh, sure.
I know plenty of men and women who have served, and some were able to take what they learned and move it to like a private sector or move into something more engineering.
Yeah.
Once they were done doing their tours. But I know plenty of other people where they just were plucked out of their life to start and then throw back into something after it with nothing to show for it. They had some money, some experiences. They did their 4 to 8 years. And I'm like, well,
now what?
Now what?
Yeah.
And music is the same way, but with less skill crossover. Because your niche talents are just to make noise, be able to navigate venues and promoters and what exit to get off of or how to fix a van or trailer that's broken down on the side of the road and learn how to constantly be able to manage fight or flight because
you're constantly in the ebb and flow of it.
Right. Yeah. And that's where people get it wrong mostly is that it's not glamour. It's not, you know, orgies and green room parties and all this kind of stuff. I tell people all the time, like, listen, we get 2 hours maybe of like good time.
Ecstasy. Yeah.
Yeah. And if even, yeah, it's usually like half hour to an hour tops.
Yeah.
It's a lot of bullshit, a lot of travel, a lot of interpersonal friction.
Oh, sure. Diarrhea in the van.
Yeah. And then you have to always be okay with never being able to drop your guard, because you have to always adapt to the next drive, the next location, the next group of people. So, but you do that for a long enough timeline and you get institutionalized to it. It's awesome. It feels awesome.
Sure.
But for me, I was like, well, this is not like accruing the value that I thought I would. And I kind of had that come to Jesus moment where it's like, all right, well, I'm in my early 30s. If I really wanted to like pivot, just be a true higher paid, higher gun, is it worth it? And I was like, no, it's not. But when I chose to stop doing music as a career,
like as a session player, you're saying,
or just as a traveling guitar player, like on stage kind of thing. But I was like, like you end up on like, well, now what do I do?
Yeah.
Because there's nothing translates unless you're trying to do something music, which it did not.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's tricky because a lot of the things you just described are hard skills, but the soft skill application of being able to even acknowledge all those things. And this is it's a counter argument for discussion's sake, but like the things that do carry over, the unspoken bits of you being able to manage that, I think do translate to being able to put on the strength show, being able to do other things that you don't even get to see because you're just you doing them.
Yeah.
But had you not done XYZ prior,
yeah, there would be no roadmap to even attempt something like that.
Probably, or you would, fumble it in a different way. Maybe, who knows? But I think it's,
it's just tough because you have a lot of built up like survivalist and scarcity instincts.
Sure.
That when you're on the other side of it, don't really they don't afford you better opportunities.
No,
they usually hold you back.
Yeah.
And I was talking to a neighbor of mine at length, and we were talking about this very same thing. And one thing I made mention of too is whether it be military or music. And his reference point was he had rubbed elbows with a bunch of NFL players and retired ones at that too in his walks of life. So they had similar stories where, they maybe were not as savvy with their money. And didn't do anything philanthropic or educational along the way to have something to fall back on. And same thing, or like not being able to even rationalize what it would be like to like take your daughter to the mall, because anytime you'd go to that time, you'd be on like a physical camp training and doing that kind of thing.
Sure.
As simple as just being in touch with your children was hard enough.
Yeah.
But it's when you're, for that person, they were starting to condition themselves to that lifestyle from like 10 years old. Right. From Pee Wee League all the way through high school and hopefully college and then professional athletics. Right. But they have one purpose. They have one set of instincts. And that's true when you're on the other side of that. And I think there's something to be said where a parallel between music, military, and sports, or there's other walks of life that do keep you so narrow in one path. Sure. But I feel like because you are not exposed to the frictions of normal life and the normal developmental guidelines and expectations, you almost come out younger feeling and thinking on the other side of it. Whereas you relate to younger people, you don't necessarily probably feel as old as you are either. Sure. Because you've not done the repetitions to like ground you on like what growing as an adult human is. So you've just kind of like never landed your life away. So it's an interesting place to end up. So it's. Yeah. I mean, I think the carryover does feel so specific. And the intensity that you go at something, right? Like the higher the risk probability, the higher the potential reward. Like how many people are actually going to get selected for the NFL? Sure. Or maybe even worse, like the Premier League, like soccer kids are starting at like fucking 3 and 4 and their whole existence is that thing. Yeah. Only to most likely by the data come up short. Right. And so I don't know. I mean, you have one life, I think, and how you spend it is up to you. There's always a trade-off. There's a
desire and jealousy that I have when I look at other people's lives who have done something that extreme and stayed on such a narrow. And I think they look at mine and go, wow, you've had like 3 or 4 careers. Like you've really tried a lot of things and lived a lot of life.
Yeah.
And even though you did music for a long time, like within that experience was a fuck ton of life unfolding that a lot of people, I don't know, it's not the norm. Like it's outside of that normal loop of like, you worked at the grocery store from, in 9th grade to end of college, and then you got a job, and then you worked there for 40 years and started a family somewhere, and that was it. If that's your fulfilling life, like amazing, that's great. Sure. But I don't want that.
Yeah,
like
it's always
the cookie cutter.
It's always relative nature, right? Like grass is always greener too. Because I had some friends growing up in Florida. They were a dual income, dual pharmacy, no kids house. And they lived very comfortably and probably combined income well into the 300s.
Sure.
And I would talk about me slumming it on the road, and they would just be so envious. And I'm like, you live in a palace. Like, oh, but I would just love to be able to travel and see these things, because like they're contracted pharmacists. They maybe get 1 week, 2 weeks a year, but they have to really be smart about it. And
it's a big trade.
Yeah. So it's just always interesting, because I think with the role reversal, if they did what I did long enough, like, oh, fuck it, go back to the palace. And then for me, I'd be like, all right, take me back to the road. Like this is cool, but I'm stir crazy. So it's just kind of what you're conditioned to. Also, funnily enough, to anyone who's listening, I mean, one, I appreciate what we do. I appreciate you endlessly, but it's crazy that we tried to start this episode to be silly, unscripted, and then we just come back to heady, deep shit.
I mean, is that not where we've gone?
I know, but I love what we do, but it's just very funny, because this started off with me like trying to interrupt him and trying to get him off, like put him in some really weird prompts and just get him rattled. And now we're like just talking about life shit, which is great, because that's why we do this. But.
Yeah. I mean, it's the epitome of how if you're going to be homies with somebody, because if you can't, I'm astounded at how many people can't go to these places with anybody. Fuck your fucking traveling stories, or if you have a palace, your life sucks ass. Hairy fucking puberty smelling ass. Like I'm talking locker room shit. Like that sucks. You don't have a place or people to tap into that with. But yeah, I don't know. No one fucking knows. No one knows the right answer. Yeah. We're sold a reason by some guy somewhere. I think the point is just enjoying the unfolding of it all. You said earlier, you waver a little bit between the appreciation of it. Is that just case dependent? Is that like if you're having a conversation with somebody that maybe you feel like they are in a better place than you are, and had you done XYZ, you would be there kind of thing?
Yeah, probably. I think it's also by relative nature. And all of my neighbors are incredibly wonderful, successful people. And they've built larger empires, and they've had more time on the ground to flesh out their arcs with their families and things like that. So it's always so impressive to me, because I feel like I'm just getting started with mine. Sure. But it's great to be in those rooms and those conversations, because you see what's possible. And, back to our other conversation where they started with simple tasks too, and just built it up over a long time. Yeah. But yeah, I think it's more so just what you're exposed to. And they would have they would like, oh, I would love to be able to play music and travel and see all these countries and do all that stuff. And I'm like, well, I would also love to flesh out a 10-figure business. So or I mean, probably 8, realistically, probably 8-figure businesses, but sure. They've been exposed to these realms of life experience that I can't even imagine yet, where they can't imagine doing what I did. Yeah. But I would have liked to have a little bit more of a grounding or foresight, if I could at the time, which was impossible, to, okay, let's look at some of these skills along the way.
So what's your advice to the 16-year-old boy who's listening?
Sure.
Or the 16-year-old you?
Yeah. 16-year-old me, I'd be like, hey, how was magic finding on Diablo today? Did you find anything cool? But no, it is, as creatives coming from a creative background, it gets really tough because you don't want to be reminded of certainty working against you, mostly with your financial states, with where you are in life, experiences. So it is really common for freelancers of any sort of creative artistic capacity to just take whatever they can get and live in that scarcity mindset that they say yes to everything. They overextend themselves. And what's worse, I'm guilty of this, and I know several people are just the same, is that you do not systemize finances and things like that. Like some people are good at the business side, most are not in that world. It's just easy to be like, oh, well, the lights are still on. Like I'm making money. And as a client-based professional, you have some months that you're killing it, other months that you're not.
Sure.
And you have to learn how to navigate that. But for anyone wanting to get into some creative enterprise, you're probably going to be struggling with really coming to terms with what that looks like, how to actually make money, what money you're actually making per hour, which is much less than you actually realize, because you're willing to do it for the cause, for your passion, to be able to express yourself and potentially get paid for it. But you're going to spread yourself so thin. So I don't really have an answer on that one because it's like a race to the bottom now, especially with AI. So not that you can't kill it as a creative, but it is tougher.
Yeah.
But the main thing is just learn better business practices, better life practices, better practices around your health. You know,
skill acquisition, right?
Is
Is the word you kept pulling on, like, was translatable skills, which I think is the equivalent of importance that time has as a construct and understanding its finite amount as it relates to your own life. The more skill acquisition you have and the quicker you get better at new skills, the better you can maximize your time, right? Utilization.
Sure. Yeah. So that would just be it. Is I know there's something to be said for if you have a passion, investing 100% in yourself and just going for it. But you need to pull your head above the waves a little bit sometimes, have a more macro view and know that there's things that, again, your health, having better business acumen will help you when you then get back beneath the currents and really dive in and try to flesh out everything with the 110% of your efforts.
Yeah.
So for me, I lived and breathed music for almost 16 years. I wish along the way when I did have the time, it's not like I didn't, wasn't just looking out of a van window or scrolling through my phone. Or I could have been doing much more to enrich myself, which would have not have taken away from the experience, but would have added to the other side of when it was done.
That's a fucking clip, because the belief is that it's going to subtract almost always.
Right. And if you've done that life, and you've traveled the country as many times as I have, you've seen the same roads, the same cities, the same interchanges, nothing's really changing. Yeah. So what can be changing is you internally along the way. Sure. I just did not do that.
Sure.
So that would be my only little suggestion.
Yeah. It's legit.
So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for our first unscripted episode.
Oh yeah.
Just seeing whatever it took us or wherever it took us. So hopefully it was a halfway engaging listen. And if you think that was a improper deviation, be like, dude, stick to the program.
Please do not
shut
return
the hell
up.
This is a terrible format. Please just throw this in the bin.
Save us from it. No. Yeah. Please let us know for real. And then we look forward to having you back.
Till the next time.
Bye bye.